Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of SNG Now. You know what this is. This is the short show that we do that shows you what's going on around the studio and the projects we're working on. And we hope that you will join us at Patreon at our account. And for $3 a month and 10 cents a day, you can have access to our articles, photographs, how-tos, videos in depth on model builds, and a whole lot more. And we want to thank all of you that have done that. My goodness, we have 57 Patreons now, and we're keep getting more all the time. We love you a bunch for this support. You guys are truly members of the SNG studio, and we're proud to have you. What I'm working on this week and what is being covered in the SNG Now in-depth video is the building of the course, the Mobius Discovery. Now I know everybody's building one, but you know me, I always have my different ways of doing things. So you can learn about that by watching the in-depth videos, which we're up to part 3 on now. This is a lot of plastic to put together, I don't mind telling you. But I'm finding that this model, this is like one of the newest models done recently, using all the new modern techniques and tools at the model making company's disposal, and this really goes together very well. The parts just melt together using the right glue, which I use thanks to Smith Brothers, who always recommends the best things to use, and they've always been right for 30-something years now. This is the ball, and so far it's just taped together, but I've been working on the interior, getting that lit up. I don't have the seats in and the background pieces yet, and of course the interior for the shuttle bay is in there. Thanks to Elliot Brown for his help with that in providing brass etch parts. Of course, we have the Shapeways pods, but they're unfortunately too big. So they can still be used if they're not right into the opening of the door, but I'm going to try to find a way to make them a little bit smaller. I know Elliot's working on some himself, so we've been working on that. Of course, we've been working on Voyager, and I'm just still doing light gapping on it, and next week I'll be doing the final paint on this before we do the decals. That's mainly what I've been working on. I've been also working on virtual reality, and I'm developing But Something Is There, which you know is a book. It's also a TV pilot, which is soon to launch. And now it's also a virtual reality experience. You'll be able to watch on the VR hubs. I don't know which one I'm going to put it on, probably Steam, but you'll be able to pay a small fee and be able to experience part 1, which is my first experience I ever had with the visitors when I was about 7 years old. I also wanted to bring up Jeff Palizzato's beautiful bases he makes, and these are available on Etsy.com. I'll put up the link. This base here, I'm going to turn some lights on. The lights that flicker because they are LEDs. And I'll show you what we got here. I'm making sure there's no glue down here because these are I'm assuming these are acrylic. So this is much better than what the model company provides, which are these little round bases here you can see in the plastic down here with little stems coming up from them. They're not bad, but these are beautiful. And you can mount your model right on these, and you can remove it. But it gets better. Jeff also makes these, and it comes, you can see how they are. This is for mounting on the wall. So let's see, it would go this way on the wall. It also includes the hardware necessary to mount it to the wall. And this is great because we're going to mount ours to the wall, and I'm going to use a magnetic wire which will run down here for my power source, and I'm going to run that down the wall to a connector. But this will be actually coming out of the wall, and I'm going to have a piece of material behind it painted black with stars, so it'll be a nice little kind of mounted wall diorama. So again, thanks to Jeff, JP Model Works, for making these and giving SNG a set of them to promote for him and also use in our model. We greatly appreciate that, Jeff. And again, go to this link here if you want to buy these. You can get both, because that way you can have it off the wall and down to the ground, and here, show people and put it back up. I mean, these are great. Thank you so much, Jeff. upstairs, I can show you what I'm working on and what's coming next. Okay, this is my B-29 I built back in 2004. It might have actually been earlier than that, maybe 2002. It's one of the first electric model airplanes that I ever owned, and it was very early on in the development model airplanes that were electric, getting away from gas. This plane has been flown a bunch, and at the last air show I was at last April, I had a great flight on it, and I came in for a landing and I taxied back, and when I got back to the pits, it went crazy and there was smoke coming out of it. What happened was the electronic speed control went berserk and died right on me. If it had done that during the flight, we would not be having this conversation now. She has always been named Lady Luck, and of course the decal on the side here shows Lady Luck. And the story of this is that a company named Titanic Airlines made this model. Not the name I would give to a model airplane company, but despite that, Lady Luck seemed to have canceled out the name because this plane has survived a very, very long time. It's under the process of being restored, and I decided to make new nacelles for it. These are actually scaled. They're just kind of taped on here temporarily, but these are scaled to what should have been there. The original model kit, all the nacelles were short like this, and so the main ones here, the inboards, could not accommodate landing gear because it didn't come with landing gear. I put fixed gear on it, and now I've put retractable landing gear in my own nacelles, which I vacuum. Now, I will show you very quickly. The nose wheel is not hooked up, and it will be as soon as I get another connector, which I'm short of, but and there goes the gear. So now I have retractable landing gear, which are really, really cool, and everything's working again. Elevator, rudder, and of course the nose wheel turns too. Everything's working. So now I'm just doing the cosmetics on it, putting on new decals. I'm going to paint these, attach these, and it's really great to have this plane back in the air again soon, and now with retracts. Over here, I'm starting a glider project. This is a strange colored photograph because of our ink ran out, but this is called an Aquila. And it was a glider built back in the 1990 or 1975 by a company called Airtronics, which made a lot of radio control units and other planes. This has always been a beautiful glider. This will have a 100-inch wingspan. It will all be built from wood. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to go get the wood at Smith Brothers. They're going to help me do and get all the building materials I need for this, which almost is entirely light ply, balsa, and some birch. These are the main plans for the fuselage, and under here are the plans for the wings. It'll give you an idea just how big this is. Each one of these wing panels is 50 inches long. Now I got the plans off the internet, and using Adobe Acrobat, I had it printed off as a poster and I taped them together. So this is going to be covered in our in-depth video as a construction of a model airplane that flies on lift over a slope. There will be no motor in this. There won't be a motor in it. This flies just on the lift. We call it slope soaring. And you will be able to see this fly. You'll be able to see the entire construction of it, and of course the test flight, maiden flight, what do you want to call it. So it's going to be a really different and very cool video that we're going to be doing. So that's what we're doing. Latest update on But Something Is There is it's almost done. I keep saying that, but it really is. So we're very, very close, and soon we'll be able to talk more about that too. I want to thank you all once again, and so does Mary, for all your support. We love you a whole bunch, and we'll see you again next week.